Alright, welcome back to another video, everybody. It's Monday morning. Yesterday I took a day off, didn't do anything, didn't film nothing, so sorry about that. Anyways, we're in the shop now. Devin was working on his sled deck for his truck, his flatbed. It's basically an extension. And I'm working on this. I bent the bar last time I was out in the bush looking for a Christmas tree. This actually had unbolted from here and was dragging on the road. This bar here, this bolt here is all bent up. This is like our homemade conversion. I'm supposed to have a plate under here, like my brother's here. He's got a plate that bolts up to the frame, and these bars can attach to it way up here. So mine comes to here. So it's completely wrong, but that plate is a couple $100, and I just didn't feel like paying that, and I couldn't really get it. The dealer was giving me hell, telling me I had to get a conversion kit, meaning I had to change the track, drive wheels, because they were not proper for this machine. So he went on and on about that, and he basically just wouldn't order what I wanted, and he's the only dealer around. So I said, screw you, I'm gonna build something myself. Now we gotta bend that back and fix it. Now these are replacement heifers. They're looking really good. We still got that one skinny cow in the back. She's just an old cow from this fall group here. We brought a cow home. When I was on vacation, we brought a cow home. This one is here. That's her. She was really skinny, and we thought she had pneumonia, so we treated her for pneumonia. We even put a magnet down her. We thought she had hardware disease, but now she has, I'm pretty sure she has John's disease now. I just saw her defecate, and it's like liquid. So I separated her. I don't want them contracting it. The last thing you want is replacement heifers to get John's disease, mess up the whole herd again. So we're gonna separate her. Well, she is already separated, but we're gonna have to dispatch her and send her up to heaven, because we can't have that around here. All right, we're at Constance now. Just moving the weaned caps over. They're eating really good now. They're pretty much weaned. Nobody's balling anymore. Works pretty good. We just lock them out here. They're all pretty clean. Oh, they stay clean now. Keep them down. There's a couple cows still bawling, but not so many. Not as many as the beginning. They're also not eating too much. Gave them 5 bales yesterday, and they still got about 3, so not too much hay being eaten. As for these guys, we're gonna try to get them to eat more hay. Feed them a little less silage. Well, they last about a week, if not longer, a bale, so you guys are doing okay, it seems. Now that everything's dry, we don't have to do bedding every day. We got lots of snow to lay out on. Alright. So we put this skinny cow back on hay. We're thinking silage, and especially the grain, upset her stomach, and she's defecating that liquid, but I'm not too sure it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a go. So I gave her just a small square bale, and we'll see how she turns out. All right, so John Deere's getting an oil change. Well, I guess we gotta go over the TMR and grease everything. Let it warm up first. starter. It's not getting any fuel. So she has to pull the fuel all the way from the tank. I'm pretty sure the line empties every time. Check. It's not too cold. It was plugged in. Alright, so we got the Ford out of the snowbank. Now we just gotta get all the snow off the trailer. We're gonna have to use it this week. Haul some steers to the abattoir, so figured I'd get that out of there. Clean up all the snow that it was been parked in. So I got access to the sawmill. Still got some 2x4s to saw for the sugar caban. So we'll let this thing warm up and clean all the snow off of it. Alright, so we're gonna finish sawing this log into some 2x4s. I started this before I went on vacation and just didn't have the motivation to finish it. It's a great day for it. Not too hot, not too cold. Just gotta let it warm up a little bit. Do it again. That ain't good. So it's either bolts or the bushing, and that plate down there is cracked.
It's there.
Yeah, whack.
I put a plate here too after. I go bent out.
Yeah, I cut it open. Absolutely. You don't realize it. You use this thing every day.
It wasn't.
It's a nice log. It's been out for a while, so it's already dry. Just gotta turn it again. So now I got my beam and my log all squared up. It's a nice beam, and I'm making 2x8s. So I'll be able to split the 2x8. So I'm just cutting 2-inch chunks out of it. Then I'm gonna flip it around and cut it down the middle to get my 2x8 into 2x4s. That's how you make a lot of 2x4s in a hurry. I got some 2x12s, one slab of that, and just some odd pieces here. Pretty wide one there. I'll have to put them through after and cut the edge off to the appropriate length. So yeah, that's how we make 2x4s. We got some basswood coming up next. I might just make some 1-inch boards out of that. Oh, we got a fair bit. Yeah, all basswood that blew over in the storm. So we'll be busy cutting that. Alright, so the beam is turned into 2x8s. Stack them like that now, and we're going to cut them in half. And we should have double the amount in 2x4s. If it all goes to plan. Chart here, guide. 2, 4. Lock it. Lock. 4. there you have it, 12 2x4s in one cut. Tensioner blade down. And these are 10 footers, I believe. Yes. Nice. Nice and dry too. All right, we'll have to take everything off, put them on the forks, and get the odds and ends cut up. So if you remember seeing the TMR, we're gonna have to take that TMR. We have to cut the top off and pull it out, or tighten the bolts because it's loose, as you can see. So we're gonna go see what Devin has come up to. Ugh. Oh, you're just welding putting the patch in.
My camera comes by, I fucking weld like shit.
I know.
See? Anyway, I'm done there.
It's Devin's still camera shy, especially when he's welding. Arc welding is pretty hard to do, and I'm not good at it. And he's learning, he's getting the hang of it, but still, it's stuff. Oh, he's sticking and stuff. So, yeah, he's gonna finish. He's got a bunch of plates to put on and cracks to weld, and then we're gonna cut the top of the cone. And you can look down inside, and there's bolts. I've never seen inside of it, but apparently there's bolts holding it down. And if those are loose, I guess it doesn't fit properly and it'll start to move. Or it's something else, like a bearing or a bushing. Hey Howard, you want to come in? So it will be a big surprise when we open that up. Alright, I just finished. Cleaned up all these odd boards here. So we got a good stack of 2x4s. We got one 16-foot 1-inch oak. And we got a couple 1-inch bass boards. But we got a whole mess of 2x4s. Just what we need to finish the end walls on the sugar shack. So should have enough. Contemplating if I should crack into these or not. Might not. Might just go set that up.
Vent for the gearbox? No.
So the bolts aren't loose. Okay, we'll unbolt it and pull the cone out. So there's nothing you can see under here. There's the adapter plate. We're just gonna unbolt the cone and pull it out to see underneath.
Give me a black spot.
Alright, so it's going out now. We can pull the cone out. Alright. The forks out here. More over? I don't know. Doesn't appear to want to come out. We got a bottle jack under there. I'm gonna try to get it loose as far in as possible. Maybe you gotta go over more. There you go. It's all that silage that gets in the crack, eh?
I think it's rusted in there.
Yeah. We got tension on the loader. We just gotta get it set free.
Going up. Look down, look below. Look underneath the gearbox.
Good. It's going up. Yeah, it's going. There you go. Look at all that junk in there. All right.
For a bit.
That's all it took. Oh, it broke free now. I just got to shorten the chain so that we can make it over the wall, the TMR. Thinking I might just take the forks off if it doesn't work. You can just hook it right to the loader mount. He's in there now, shortening the chain. Took a little bit of force to get it up. Once it popped, you could see all the junk underneath it. All that rotten silage over the years. Move ahead a little bit. So it doesn't hit the wall. Leaks, just. Now we get to see what the heck is underneath it. So there's a brass bushing. I remember having a big brass bushing in the scrap pile from the last time, so we'll go see what it is. Oh, you know what I'm looking at here? Is it inside this cone or is it inside the TMR gearbox? I don't know. There's nothing here. It's just a pipe. It must be inside. So that's what's inside. A lot of rotten feet. I don't know what this is from. That was inside of it. Lots of junk. That's the thing, we have no leverage now, so we can't really play with it. You have to put a pipe wrench or something. Play with it there. Get all that crap under there. So there's bolt. That's where the adapter. That's where the.
That's an adapter plate. It's bolted to the steel plate. It's welded in there.
So we found what is the grease line. I was supposed to be lubricating everything. We have been greasing it, but the grease has not been getting to where it needs to go. So that is probably the reason why it's worn out. So we figured out now that so this is where the grease line goes into, and that was ripped off. None of the grease was going up in here. Up in here is where the grease is supposed to go, and it rides on a brass bushing inside there. Now we're not sure if we can take this off, this whole piece here, and slides out or something. That would be pretty sweet, but it probably doesn't. I'm thinking maybe these are set screws here that hold the, I don't know, hold the top on, but we have to look at some diagrams. But first we're gonna fix this oil line, and we're gonna fill it up with grease, or this grease line and fill it up with grease. See how much it actually plays after that. Yeah, I'll take it. So this is the where the grease line connects to. We grease it here and it goes all the way up into the gearbox, and that's, Devin had been on the regular greasing it, but the grease had not been going in, but we had no way of knowing. So the piece of metal we took out of the cone, let me just go. So this is the piece of metal we took out underneath the cone, along with all that junk. So we're thinking this spun around, maybe the first or second turn it fell off, and it ripped the grease line out, making us unable to grease it. So this, whatever this may be, is the culprit. I'm thinking it's part from inside the cone. Luckily it didn't do any more damage than that. Alright, while I wait for Devin to come back, I'm just going to take this end of the elevator off. We got to get to this grease fitting, and we can't fit through that hole with it. Plus a lot of crap and silage gets stuck behind it, and eventually it'll actually stop the mixer from going around, or the conveyor from going around. So we're just cut off these bolts and we're gonna get it off. All right, Napa hook us up with a grease line. No, this is more like a hydraulic hose line. Anyways, this came off and went back on. Wasn't too dirty. Greased all those bearings. Now we're greasing the other side. It's going in a lot better. Oh, this is the worst spot. All the sand and salt from the road. Alright, so I've been working real hard to reroute this hose. Devin put this in. He came back from Napa. This is where it's supposed to go. Alright, that's the new grease fitting. I would like for it to have an elbow and kind of follow down, because the cone comes in here and turns. Yeah, it's pretty wide. Does it fit on the inside or on top? Oh, it's wider than that. Yeah, that's true. I was thinking it fits in here, but it goes on the outside. You greasing it? Yeah. Okay. Take a lot of grease. Yeah, it's been dry for a while. Well, he's been pumping for a while now. Still no sign of any grease coming out. Should be coming out right in there. Sure. Well, that's where the grease should be. Makes sense. Alright, no point. So we've greased it, and it's even worse. It has side to side and up and down playment.
Want me to move it so you can see?
No, I can do it by myself. So we're gonna not use this anymore, and we're gonna fix it properly. We're gonna try pulling it out and pulling out the top piece, seeing, first we're gonna look online, look on some diagrams, see how it's held in. And yeah, fix it properly, because we don't wanna use this as it is now. All right, I'm gonna leave the video off here. So the gearbox is, what happened was there's something in the cone, that piece of metal in the cone. When it turned around, it ripped the grease line off. Who knows when that happened? Could have happened like the same day we put it in 5 years ago. Anyways, the top of the gearbox has a brass bushing that hadn't been getting grease for who knows how long. So now it's worn out. We fixed the line and greased it, and it made everything slide even better. So that's why we could really feel how much play it had. So now we're gonna start looking for parts and look at exploded diagrams on how to get everything apart. Do we have to drop the whole gearbox, or can we just take it from the top? So those are questions we're asking, and we will be looking for the answers online, obviously, and we'll give the dealer a call tomorrow and see what we can do. So that's how it is sometimes, but we'll figure it out. And until tomorrow.